Okay. All right. My name is Vincent Galvan. I am in Religion 100, Religion of the World, for Professor Hartung. This is my friend Matthew Abdonor, and he practices Judaism. All right. How are you? How are you today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
All right, for sure. So I guess I'll just get into it.
Yeah, for sure.
So since you are Jewish, how long have you belonged to this religion tradition?
Since I was born, my whole family is Orthodox Jew.
Oh,
So it's been
okay, for
since I
sure.
was born. I've known it my whole life.
Are you guys like active too, or no, not really?
Yeah, we practice Shabbat. We practice everything.
For sure, man, for sure. Has it affected your life at all, or not? Just regular, you know?
The dietary restrictions, like I can't go to certain places
Oh
because
yeah, of
stuff
course.
isn't kosher. I have to eat certain kinds of salt. It's pretty restrictive. So
Are you guys like strict on the whole kosher thing, or not?
yeah,
Really?
definitely. Like
For sure.
Orthodox is like super strict about
No, yeah, 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 for sure.
it.
So what do you think the most important aspects of being Jewish is or are?
I think it's maintaining a strict discipline
Oh,
of
okay.
like a certain rules, like you can't do this, you can't eat this,
No, yeah,
what you eat
definitely.
has to be from this sort of thing. So I think it's all about discipline and adhering to God's wishes.
Oh, okay, for sure. What do you think the most unique aspect of your religion is?
Um,
Hold on, one second,
definitely
one
the
second, one second.
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, what happened? My bad.
The most important part about my religion is, well, at least for Orthodox, it's the bar mitzvahs. Those
Oh,
things,
yeah, yeah,
they're fun. They're a bit tedious, in my opinion, now that I've seen how other religions practice birthdays.
yeah,
But
definitely.
I do enjoy them.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So like, what would you want other people to know about your religion? I mean, it's a pretty popular one, but like, oh shit,
Um,
my bad, bro. Crazy. A
yeah.
lot of things went on at the house. My bad. Where were we? What do you want to? Yeah, what do you want us to know about your religion?
Um, we're not that restrictive. Like
No.
we're pretty restrictive, but people like sort of steer away from Judaism because they think that we can't eat anything. We have to
Yeah.
only eat from Jewish bakeries or whatever. But it's
No.
not that bad. It's just
Yeah.
it's a good discipline to follow.
I mean, it's not too hard to find places that follow the kosher kosher
Yeah,
rules, right?
yeah. Like they're the official churches. They or no, the temples. They regulate like what we can and cannot eat. They certify certain processed
Yeah.
foods. Like it has a little kosher thing on
Yeah,
it. That's what I
exactly.
have to look for.
For sure. What are some religious traditions or rituals?
Like I mentioned before, the bar mitzvah, definitely the bod mitzvah for females.
Yeah.
Those are two very important traditions. It's coming of age and celebrating. Getting together a family, and then obviously the church before practicing God's word before the bod mitzvah, bar mitzvah.
Okay. And which of them like means the most to you, or like the most people in the religion?
Um, Personally, to me, it's the bar mitzvah for men because I went through my own bar mitzvah when I was, pretty young.
Yeah.
Um, so it's pretty important to me. I have a bunch of cousins that I really enjoyed their bar mitzvahs. The bar mitzvahs are a little bit different, but those are still fun too. But I do definitely prefer the bar mitzvahs.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And how was yours? Did you have one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was about 13. It was pretty fun. We did the church is a bit tedious if I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, of
I
course.
practice church every week, but still the
Oh,
bar
okay.
mitzvah church is super tedious, but
Yeah, that's
it was
true.
fun.
Definitely. How does absorb how does observing or performing these traditions or rituals affect your daily life?
Um, like I said, the diet restrictions, like I can't do any like some things that my friends could do, I cannot do. I cannot eat.
Yeah.
And every Saturday, my friends want to hang out on Saturday, but now I have to practice the Shabbat with the rest of my family, my extended family. Actually can't do much on the Shabbat anyway.
Yeah,
Can't
of course.
be more than a mile, I believe.
No, yeah, yeah. They're very strict on taking the day off on that day.
Yeah.
And What are some of the symbols of your religion, and what do they symbolize?
Probably the most prominent one is the Star of David,
Yeah,
the
of
two
course.
triangles.
Yeah,
It's on the Israel flag. It symbolizes well, specifically on the Israel flag, it symbolizes the coming together of the
yeah,
Jews after the Holocaust. But yeah, and we have the nine candles, that
yeah,
symbol around our holiday. So that one symbolizes like the 9 days of Hanukkah.
yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And then I'll start asking like some random questions, like fill up some more time.
sure.
So uh, how do you feel like around Christmas, or holidays? Like, how do you feel when like people like will tell you like, do you really care? Because like I know some people get like all twisted about like, oh, it's happy holidays now, not don't say Merry Christmas anymore. Do you really care if someone tells you Merry Christmas?
I don't really mind it. I mean, I enjoy the theme of Christmas. It
Yeah,
sort
of
of
course.
coincides with our Hanukkah, so
Yeah,
it's kind of like we're sharing it. But
yeah,
I don't really mind it. I enjoy practicing Christmas as long as people respect Hanukkah
yeah.
and
Because like,
other religious holidays.
it's not really like it's not even like it's a religious holiday to some, but at this point, it's not even really religious anymore. It's kind of just like a
Yeah,
time of
exactly.
year that people celebrate as like a regular
Yeah,
thing.
and that part
Um,
does kind of annoy me because Hanukkah is super strict about adhering to God's word and
yeah,
worshiping. So it kind of annoys me how they detract from their true
yeah,
meaning.
definitely. That makes sense a lot. That makes a lot of sense. So actually, I was wondering. I've looked it up, but I haven't really like. So like, like the little kippahs that you guys wear.
Yep.
When did you guys like, or do you guys like wear those straight from the beginning of life, or you guys?
No, there's a
No?
certain. I don't remember when I started. I believe it was a few years old.
Okay.
I have to start wearing it. Definitely have to wear it at Shabbat. When you're out practicing, you're supposed to wear it.
And like, do you have to wear it 24/7, or like if you're just doing a regular day, you don't have to wear it?
I believe you're supposed to wear it.
Oh,
We're not super orthodox, so we don't wear it all the time. I don't have it on now, but
yeah,
when you're outside, you're supposed
yeah.
to.
And like, do some people just not wear it at all, or like just some people really just like don't really care?
Yeah, there's a bunch of Jew, Jewish people that do not do it at all. I mean, I understand why, but I try to adhere as best as I can to God's word.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what else is there. What else was I wondering? Um, let's see. Is there any like practices that just your family do? Like, like some like Christian families will have like their own traditions, like on like going to church on Christmas or like celebrating like Easter together, and like these are like pretty much Christian holidays. Is there any like traditions that you guys will do like for each celebration, like for certain different
Mm,
celebrations?
Not really. On every Shabbat, we gather with our extended family, and we
Yeah.
all
Okay.
practice Shabbat together at the temple. It's about half a mile away, so we all walk there together. It's sort of not every family does it, but
Yeah.
it's our little thing, kind of.
So so like let's say what is it called? I totally forgot. You just said the name right now. Like the same thing like to a church or like a chapel to a Jewish to like the Jewish. What is it called? Your place of worship again? I forget.
I just call it a temple.
Oh, okay. So
The official name is a synagogue, but I
oh yeah,
technically
yeah, of course. I totally forgot. So like what is it? What is it? Is it like what does it look like inside? Like is there like I never been inside one, so I don't know like what it look like.
it's pretty similar to a church. There's not that many religious symbols as a church would have.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
into a couple of churches, but it's a grand hall. It's got a bunch of seats. There's mats on some of the corners, and
Okay.
there's in mine there's a incense um, pole kind of.
For sure. I don't know if I asked this, but did I ask this? Let me see. Yeah, I already asked that. Let's see what else are the questions. Um, are you like a strong believer, or are you kind of just like adhere because of your parents, or like your
It's
family?
mainly because my parents.
Oh, okay, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna like, did they push it on you, or you kind of just like followed your own thing?
I try to follow it out of respect.
Oh,
They don't.
okay,
I don't
definitely.
like to have them push it on me.
Are you gonna like not like force it, but like put it on like your future kids, or like, or just like the basic, like how you do it?
Yeah, probably what I do, or maybe a little bit less strict. I don't want them to grow up with that. Like I'm starting to see how other religions are doing it, and I'm sort of trying to drift away from that.
Yeah, you can definitely see how a lot of kids nowadays are definitely drifting away from the whole religion thing and
Yeah,
not believing in their like the gods anymore and stuff like that. Especially
yeah,
like especially see like as like Catholic every day. I mean, not every day, but like you see like every now and then how just less and less kids are going to church, like unless they're like little kids. Like you'll see like you don't see as many like like from like 13 to like 18, 19. You won't really see as many as you used to see like 4 or 5 years ago at church. Obviously not right now with
yeah,
what's going on, but you just don't really see them at church anymore.
yeah.
Um, let me see. Um, so like how's the Jewish community like like how prevalent are they like in you're from or we're from Los Angeles obviously, so like
Yeah. It's not too bad in Northridge.
yeah,
It's a pretty tight community. Our temple is it's not too tight. Like I don't know most of the people at the temple, but there's some people that I met there.
that's cool.
They're nice. We practice together.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
definitely cool.
yeah.
So like let me see. Do you guys believe in God, right? Like you guys right?
Yeah, it's the same biblical God as Christianity, and technically it's the same as the Islamic God.
That's right. And like but the book you guys follow is a little different, right? Isn't it?
It's the same book. It's only the Old Testament.
That's right.
I believe the Christians have the New Testament.
Yeah, yeah. And then so like how does like Jewish people, how do they handle like it's kind of like an out there question, but you know how like in Christian like premarital is very like a
Oh yeah,
really big sin. Do Jewish
yeah,
people really follow that too?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big sin in Judaism.
Oh, okay. What about like divorce? Because I know even in Christian, once you get married, it's like death to you
Yeah,
and all that.
that doesn't really happen with Judaism either.
Really, they'll just stick through it even if it gets bad.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
yeah,
I guess that's kind of like like Christian in a way, how sometimes they'll like force themselves like, well, maybe we can make it work, even though
yeah,
like, nah, it ain't
exactly.
working out, and it's like
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
Um, so do you pray? Like, do you pray like every day?
yeah. I
Do you pray
do.
the
I
three
do it.
times a day, or you like not every day? You'll do all three.
Yeah, I do it 3 times a day with my family.
Okay, that's definitely cool. That's definitely cool.
Yeah,
Um, all right. So like, I don't know how going into this you want to be, but like obviously Judaism has had its fair violence
yeah,
in the you know back in the day. So like, how does your religion view that? Do they still really like? I know I'm sure it doesn't come up because it was so long ago. But like, if it were to come up, like, how do most Jewish people like react to that?
I mean, it's we all find it horrifying. We
Of
don't hold
course.
it against anybody
Oh yeah,
because
no, I mean, there's no
most
reason.
people alive today probably didn't do it. But
Of course,
anti-Semitism is still a really strong thing in the United States and some of the Middle East. So
definitely.
it's looked very down upon. It's kind of sad how people would do that just because we're part of a certain religion.
Yeah, I read that in the book. It was they said yeah, in like other countries um
Yeah,
it's still really tough being yeah,
yeah,
anti-Semitism still really big. I'm not sure. You know, I know it's near Catholicism. You guys aren't too far off. Just like the
yeah,
practices are different. Like mostly like you guys both pray. We both like go to a place of worship. Or I guess most religions have that. But you guys will do a couple other things like the dietary restrictions and like having the party
yeah.
at 13. So how do you feel about like other religions? I don't really care too much.
Um, I in terms of Christianity, they strayed a little bit too far off. They're a little bit too lenient,
Oh
in
yeah,
my
of
opinion.
course. I mean, I see that. I
They
see that.
don't. Yeah, there's no. I mean, I understand how the dietary restrictions or the 3 times a day prayer might be a little bit tedious, but I still believe
Yeah,
that
definitely.
it should be part of the religion, although you should have a choice to follow them or not. Although
Hmm.
it's not really part of Christianity. Islam is actually more. I believe it's more restrictive than us. They have a
Oh,
lot
really?
of restrictions. Yeah,
Okay, I didn't no
but
idea.
yeah, but they're not. Because we didn't really stray off from them. They
Hmm.
kind of just did their own thing.
Okay. Let's see. So obviously, you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys believe in like the afterlife. Same thing, go to heaven. What was your afterlife story, basically? I forgot.
Um, we do not believe in. Well, I mean, official Judaism is different from my belief, but my
Yeah.
personal belief is that there is no such thing as hell or purgatory.
Yeah, yeah,
There's only heaven because God is a forgiving God,
of
and as
course.
long as you follow His laws and you worship Him and respect Him, you will make it into heaven.
Okay, so like this is kind of like a like how do you so like like other religions have different afterlives, some like you come back as a different like animal or you
Yeah,
come back like as another human. Like in Christianity, like there's judgment, like you would obviously in Judaism they'll just say, okay, he's a forgiving God, you'll go to heaven. But like in Christianity they believe there's a judgment where you either go to heaven or you're sent to hell. And other
yeah,
ones just have, or like even like we went over in class like the Navajo, like the Native Americans, they don't even believe in afterlife. When you just die, like your life is over. So like um you know having that different religions believe in different afterlife stories, like, and I'm sure you believe in yours. Like what are your thoughts on like them having different ones? Like what do you think happens to
um,
people like that aren't a part of your religion?
I mean, it's kind of sad, but ultimately, I believe that God does exist and
Of
He
course.
that there is an afterlife. So people who do not respect our God and do not believe in Him probably will not make it. It's
Yeah.
sad, but it's the truth. It's my belief.
Yeah, I mean,
So
yeah.
talking about the Navajo or Hinduism believes in reincarnation. I don't believe that they're going to make it into heaven because they don't believe in God and they don't even believe in the heaven. If
Of
I believe,
course. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel the same way being like a Christian. Like, I kind of assume like all people have like the judgment day. They go to heaven, they go to hell. Like I'm not like a super like devoted Christian, but like I still follow it. But
yeah,
I definitely see where like it comes from, where even if they don't believe what you believe in, you still feel like they'll end up how you end up, I guess. Um, do you yeah, you consider yourself committed to like being a Jewish
yes,
member, like you
yeah.
committed to your practices and all that? Let me see. So like I don't know if like this is really like a question to ask, but like how religious like do you think you are? Like do you think you're pretty religious, or do you think like you're like moderately?
Um, on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd put it at maybe a 3.5.
Oh, okay. So
Uh,
you're pretty active, but like
yeah, I'm not as lenient as some people, but I'm not like super orthodox. I don't base my entire life around it, even
yeah.
though some aspects of my life are controlled by it.
Oh yeah, of course. So like if like you're with like obviously I'm sure your family like brought you up, like, so are your parents really, because like sometimes like throughout generations they'll be really strict, a little more lenient, and then and then
Yeah,
a little even more lenient, then it just keeps getting more and more. I feel like the reason why Catholicism is so lenient now is because like it comes off, because my like my grandparents, they're super religious, go to church all the time. Like even though
yeah,
I have cousins that go to church all the time, but like then kids grow up and they don't want to go to church anymore. So then they don't push it on their kids. And then like those, and then after a while, like yeah, they're still technically Catholic. There's no after a certain point, it gets so lenient that they really don't even, they know they're Catholic, but they don't follow it at all. Like they'll get baptized, first communion, like maybe confirmation, that's all. Like, but they won't go to church outside of those like three things. So
yeah.
like for you guys, were your parents really strict and that's why you're like not as strict, or
On a scale of 1 to 5, I put them at a 4.
okay,
Um,
so not too good.
grandparents are super strict, so
Oh,
I do see what you mean. Like my grandparents would be a 4.5.
yeah.
My parents are a 4. I'm a 3.5. So it is moving down
Yeah,
over
of course.
generations.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I believe that my kids might be a 3 or something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, you see it happening. I'm pretty sure it doesn't only happen with Christians and like only people who are Jewish. I'm sure it's happened like in every religion, honestly. I feel like, kids aren't as geared to like believing. Like, what are your thoughts on kids not being as geared to like religion anymore? Like, do you like disagree with that or like?
I mean, everybody has a choice,
Yeah, of course.
obviously, but I believe religion is an important part of your life. You're supposed to. It's all about discipline, in my opinion.
Mhm.
It leads you to live a good life.
Like, I feel like it
But
almost like it doesn't give your life meaning, but like it's something like to look forward to like almost every day. Like even though it doesn't
yeah,
feel like it in a way, like it kind of is like a really important part of like almost day to day if you think about it.
yeah, it's kind of like a tool to give your life meaning because you stick to that tool, and then your life will have meaning if you stick to it.
Definitely. So like so I'm not like I'm devoted, but like not like super devoted. But like I'll wear like every day I'll wear like a little chain with a cross on it every day. I wear it every day. Like I can't leave my house without it. Like I just feel like it's there. Like even if I'm going down this like if I have, even if I have to drive, I'll put it on, just to, like have it with me,
Yeah.
my little cross. So, like do you guys like wear anything? Do like Jewish people wear anything like over the
There's the kibbah.
Yeah, of
It's
course, yeah.
it's pretty much our version of your golden cross.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because I know a lot of Christians will do the cross
Yeah.
on the neck or whatever.
Jewelry isn't really a big thing in Judaism.
Yeah.
If you can, maybe a nice watch would be all right. But
Oh, okay. Yeah,
jewelry isn't really a big thing.
for sure. Let's see. So you said you pray as a family, right? Not by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Every,
And like how was that? Like same thing almost like, like you just like I was praying. Like is it the same thing almost as Christians pray?
yeah. I mean, there's a sequence that we follow. It's pretty specific, but we share the same emotions. We make wishes towards God during our prayer
Of
after
course.
following the procedure.
And do you agree with all aspects of your religion, or there's like some things you don't really agree on?
The strictness is pretty over the top to me. I do not agree with that at all.
Yeah.
Being dietarily strict, that's about it. Other things are pretty good.
So like as a Christian, like a lot of like the old timers are very against the homosexual community.
Yeah,
And like I'm as a Christian, if God created us, why would he create us with a flaw? You know what I mean?
yeah,
So although the book differs from the book says like how homosexuality shouldn't like man and women are made for each other, and it's like, but if you bring us on this earth with this orientation, what's the point of having it at all? So there's obviously a reason that like that's not in the book for homosexuality. But since we're taught, especially in some religions, especially in some areas in the world, like there's like it's even one of the biggest parts of how like it's growing. Like people think the homosexuality is like growing, but really it's not growing. It's always been here.
yeah.
Just people feel more comfortable coming out. Anyways, that's like besides the point. What's your guys' religion? Because it's still an issue, big issue in my religion. Is there a big issue in your religion or no, not too much?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Judaism's official stance is 100% against it.
Oh, okay. So
It's seen as a temptation from um, our version of Satan.
oh wow, okay, yeah. That's almost the same thing as Christians, yeah.
Yeah, I believe one of the scriptures was, "Any man who lays with another man shall be stoned." That's pretty much summarizes the official position of
Okay.
Judaism.
Yeah, I had no idea. So like what are your thoughts on that? Do you not is that one of the parts you don't really agree on or like
I do agree with it. I grew up with it,
yeah,
so
okay.
I do follow that.
So in your opinion, like how do you describe God? Like is he like how would you describe him? Like because like how Christians would describe him, it'd be like, he's with us all the time, he knows he watches over us. He's always like watching over us and he's forgiving and he's just always with
Yeah.
us. Like what is your stance on that?
Um, Pretty much all the same points with that. Um, he's forgiving. And I believe in our religion, he's a lot more forgiving as long as you respect him and
Mhm.
follow the rules. Detracting from that will detract you from him. So it's sort of the same as Christianity in a sense.
Of
It's
course.
just that he's imposed more restrictions on us because
Yeah,
he holds us to what I believe he holds us to a higher standard.
yeah, I'm definitely noticing a lot of similarities
Yeah.
between Christians and like Jewish people. Like it's really not. I mean, there's like the like the outside of the church stuff, but I feel like most like the basic, like the like if you give like a basic rundown of like Judaism, like what's a basic rundown you'd give of like of Judaism?
Um, in the simplest terms, Christianity with restrictions.
See, so like yeah, they're really similar with each other. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I think it's really
complex
cool.
Christianity.
I think it's really cool how like you guys have like I know like it's a long day bar mitzvah, so you have to like do the church thing. The kid has to stand up in front of everyone like recite his scripture or whatever I believe it is. But only I guess in the Christian community, it's not you really don't have one in the Christian community. Like
Not really.
like
I
I
mean,
guess as Mexicans, I'm a Mexican obviously, or not, I mean so like females when they turn 15, I don't know how it is because I mean I don't want to say like all Mexicans are, but I feel like 99 to 100% of almost every Mexican is a Christian, Catholic, something like that.
yeah,
And when a female turns 15, they get like a quinceañera, and that's like their 15th anniversary. Like they go to church in the morning. And, you same thing almost. You recite your, but and that's really cool because it's really cool to go to one, and it's basically a part of the religion. So I feel like you can kind of compare that to a bar and bat mitzvah, but there's not really anything like that for boys. So I feel like it's really cool that like you guys get like to have like
yeah,
a party. That's really
yeah. It is for all members of our religion. It's I believe you guys have a confirmation, right? So it's sort of like that,
yeah.
like in
So
the
it's kind of like
Christian.
your guys' confirmation is what you're saying?
Yeah, I would
Oh,
say
okay.
so. It's just more
Okay.
tedious, way more
Yeah,
tedious.
because like I've seen like videos, like pictures, like they get pretty once the church part's over,
Yeah,
they get pretty fun. I've seen, yeah,
yeah.
it's almost yeah, like really similar to a quinceañera in like Mexican culture.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. It's like so like in life, do you turn to your religion often or not? It's just kind of like you just follow it or
Um, in the hard times, there's always a reason for everything. I
yeah,
believe that. I don't really turn to it. I just
yeah,
use it as a method of understanding like why certain things happen, or
yeah, okay,
uh,
of course.
yeah,
So you guys like, do you guys believe in like the all things happen for a reason kind of thing, or everything happens for a reason?
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And like another question, probably the last question I have is, so you know how like Christians do like the sign of the cross. Do you guys do anything before prayer, or you guys do that?
Um, Not necessarily.
No. Okay.
There is a process for any of to recite certain scriptures while you pray.
All right, for sure.
There's not really a physical sign in
Oh,
that sense.
okay. Definitely, definitely. All right, man. That's about. Thank you for doing the interview with me.
Yes, of course.
I really appreciate that, man. I'm gonna stop the recording. Okay.